Hello. Who did you?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good
So
afternoon.
good
We will
afternoon.
join. Good afternoon. We will start the program shortly. Good afternoon, everyone. We will start the program shortly, please.
Okay.
Okay.
You have now.
John, but secretariat, my concern, secretariat.
Hello, please, silent, please.
Okay.
Oh, for two ambeni.
That's one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Please, no video, please. No video, please. No video. Accounting department, please, no video. Please, no video. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone, once again.
Good
Program is
afternoon.
about to start. Please, we need decorum in the house, please. Decorum in the house, please. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this first section of the CBT Sensitization program. My name is Christy Oji. I serve as a manager and coordinator in the examination department of the Institute. This program has been designed to equip you with essential information to guide you before and during this examination. It will run across 6 sections leading up to the exams. Before I will proceed, let me quickly take you through today's agenda. Introduction of the CITN team, presentation of the do's and do's of the CBT, technical presentation by the member of the vendor Dragnet, question and answer section, implication of exam malpractice and penalties, word of encouragement, and closing remarks. On these notes, I would like to introduce the esteemed CITN team, ably led by our chairman, Mr. Bidakun Olutayo Funsho. Good afternoon, sir. Our vice chairman 1, Reverend Benomonayajo. Good afternoon, sir. Our vice chairman 2, Dr. JB Adeshino. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you today?
Fine, sir. Our vice chairman 3, Mr. Denny Bangboye. Good afternoon, sir. Our able mom in the house, our vice chairman 4, Dikine Sina Baba Tokwe. Good afternoon, ma'am. Our deputy director in charge of exams, Mrs. Elizabeth Adebanjo. Good afternoon, ma'am. You are all warmly welcome. We also have with us other keys of the team. Mrs. Tolulope Osho Kazim, Princess Adiola, Mr. Peter Ohaya, and my humble self once again. But before I proceed, I would like to call on the chairman to give us the open remarks for this program today before we continue. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Bidaku, please. Can you please give us your open remarks before we start the program?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my fellow member of the examination committee, all my vice chairmen there. I recognize all of you. All the participants that are here today, I also welcome you on board. On behalf of the examination committee, and in fact, the entire Council of Challenge of Taxation of Nigeria, I warmly welcome you to the first session of our computer-based examination sensitization program. We all know that this is the heating now in town. Every professional body are migrating to the CBE examination, and CITN is not going to carry the last. This exercise, which we hold every Thursday from now for the next 6 weeks, so that all our students and intending members of the institute will be adequately abreast of this current development in the CBE series. The program is designed to guide you, enlighten you, and build the necessary technical awareness you need to successfully navigate the CBE platform, so that during the exam you won't have challenges, and that is why the experts are now talking to us. We shall be addressing the do's and don'ts of the CBE, as well as other important related activities as we go along with the training. Your active participation in each of these sessions is not only encouraged, but compulsory, as there are penalties for non-attendance. So we are not here to joke or to do jamboree. We are here for serious business on behalf of the CITN Council. I therefore urge you to take every session seriously attend promptly, and use the opportunity to ask questions and clarify anything that are of concern to you. We believe that at the end of this program, you will be better equipped, more confident, and fully prepared to face the examination without avoidable errors. Once again, I welcome you all and wish you a fruitful learning experience. Thank you all as you go along with this lecture. Your attention is highly needed. You are at the comfort of your various offices, home, whatever, whenever you may be. Please mute your devices if you are not the one that is talking. When you want to talk, you'll be given the floor to ask whatever that you want to say. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir, Mr. Chairman, for the open remarks. Thank you very much, sir. Before I'll call on the technical member to give us the technical section, I'll quickly run through the do's and the don'ts of this examination. Please pay attention attentively, please. I'll first go with the do's of this CBT exam. Number 1, take the test in a well-lit room. Take the test in a well-lit room. Ensure you have a bright environment where your face is clearly visible to avoid any issues with identity verification or monitoring. Take the test in a well-lit room. Ensure you are in a bright environment where your face is clearly visible to avoid any issues with identity verification or monitoring. 2, use a computer with a functional webcam and a microphone. Use a computer with a functional webcam and a microphone. A laptop or desktop computer with a working webcam and microphone is required for these tests. 3, ensure a stable internet connection and sufficient data. Ensure a stable internet connection and sufficient data. A strong and a reliable internet connection is essential to provide the instruction during these tests. Make sure you have enough data or bandwidth to complete this exam without interruptions. 4, no third-party assistance. No third-party assistance. This test was completed independently. Do not communicate with others or seek assistance during this exam. 5, choose a quiet place. Choose a quiet place. Take this test in a location free from distraction and noise to maintain focus and prevent interruption. Please make sure you take this exam in a quiet place, in a conducive area, please. 6, have a valid ID ready. Have a valid education document. Passport, national ID, or student ID is required for verification before starting the exam. Please take notes. A valid ID card, I mean your national ID or student ID or your passport is required for verification before starting the exam. 7, run a system compatibility check before the exam. Make sure you check your system, either your laptop or your desktop. Please make sure you check all these are intact before you start your test. Verify your operating system, the webcam, microphone, and internet that will meet the platform technical requirements. All these are keys necessary. They are key to your exam. Please take it necessary, please. 8, use your own device with administrative rights. You must have control over your computer to install in secure browser or require software. 7, shut notification and close on related applications. Shut off notifications and close on all related applications. Turn off pop-up messages and email apps that may destroy or trigger subscription. 12, keep workplace free. Keep workspace free. Only your computer. mouse, and keyboards is necessary for this exam. No books, notes on unauthorized device. 9. Ensure proper lighting and camera positioning. Ensure proper lighting and camera positioning. Your entire face and workplace should remain clearly visible at all times. Your entire face and workspace should remain clearly visible at all times. 8. Consent to monitoring. Understand that this session will be recorded and monitored to ensure exam integrity. Thank you. Those are the do's of this CBT exam. So I'll go through the don'ts of these CBT exams. Number 1, do not leave your computer during this test. Do not leave your computer during this test. Do not leave your computer during this test. Stay still and focus throughout the duration of this exam. 2, do not talk to anyone once the test begins. Do not talk to anyone once the test begins. Any verbal communication will be triggered as misconduct. Any verbal communication will be flagged as misconduct. 3, do not minimize the screen or the screen tab. Do not minimize the screen or the screen tab. Stay on the exam screen at all times. 4, keep all other devices away. Keep all other devices away. Remove tabs, switch words, phone, or additional computers from your texting area. Keep all other devices away. Remove tabs, smartwatch, phones, or additional computers from your texting area. 5, no phone calls during this test. No phone calls during this test. Switch off and keep phones away from text area. No phone calls during this test. Switch off and keep phones away from text area. 6, do not have anyone sit with you. Do not have anyone sit with you. Excuse me. Do not have anyone sit with you. You must be alone in that room. You must be alone in that room. 7, do not block the camera. Do not block the camera. Your webcam must remain clear and unobstructed at all times during this exam. 8, do not use a mobile device. Do not use a phone for this exam. Please, phone is not allowed for these tests. Phone is not allowed for these tests. You either use your laptop or your desktop. Phone is not allowed. Number 9, no face masks allowed. No face masks allowed. Your entire face must be visible for verification and monitoring. Your entire face must be visible for verification and monitoring. Please, no face masks allowed. No face masks allowed. Our allies in the house, I didn't say you should not put on your hijab, but at least you must put on something that will show your face visibly, clearly to the camera. No face cap. No any form of covering of your head, please. Number 10, do not leave your seat at any time. Do not leave your seat at any time. Do not leave your seat at any time. Unauthorized movement may trigger as a breach of exam integrity. Unauthorized movements may be triggered as breach of exam integrity. Do not use visual machines or firewalls. Do not use visual machines or firewalls. This may destroy this exam software and cause disqualification. This may destroy the exam software and cause disqualification. Number 10, do not use multiple monitors. Do not use multiple monitors. Only one screen is allowed. Only one screen is allowed. Number 11, do not eat, drink, or use unapproved items. Sorry, excuse me. Do not eat, drink, or use unapproved items unless previously authorized as an accommodation. Unless previously authorized as an accommodation. Number 12, do not ignore tutoring alerts or warnings. Do not ignore tutoring alerts or warning. Follow instruction immediately if flagged. Follow instructions immediately if flagged. Number 15, do not assume live profiling will always be used. Be aware that some exams rely on AI plus recording for monitoring. These are the don'ts and the do's of this CBT test. Please, let's keep adhering to this information and this instruction. Thank you. I'll now call on the technical member to give us the training. Mr. Shegun Odubami, will you please guide us through the technical aspect of this program? Thank you. Mr. Shegun, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Christy. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this session where I would walk you through the examination process. So just show you how to navigate the platform, launch your exam, take your exams, and of course, submit, and then highlight some important tips. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So first, what's required for this examination is you can only take this test, take your exam on a computer. It could be a laptop, it could be a desktop, but it has to be a computer. You cannot use a mobile phone or a tablet. It has to be a computer, either a desktop or a laptop. Now, what you are required to do is you need to download the secure browser, the secure lockdown browser for the exam. Without that secure lockdown browser, you will not be able to access your examination. So it's mandatory that you download and install the secure browser on the device that you intend to use, on the computer that you intend to use. So you'll be given the link to the page where you can download this, and that looks like this. So once you're on the page has information regarding the secure browser. So first, in terms of system requirements, now, what are the specific points that your system must meet? They're all listed on that site. So please just take a moment. Once you have the link, you take a moment to go through the information that has been provided on the page. Look through what the requirements are. For example, you see that for Windows operating systems, we recommend either Windows 10 or Windows 11. For Mac OS, the preferred versions are also listed, as well as some other information. So once you get to the page, just go through the information that is stated on the page. I know oftentimes we're eager to just go straight to the points to download the software and move on, but that information has been placed there to help make the process seamless for you, so that if there are certain things that you need to adjust on your system, or if you need to get another system because the current one that you have does not meet the requirements, you would know just by going through that information. So please, what you first need to do is just go through the instructions that have been listed on the site. Once you've done that and you are satisfied that you meet all the requirements, or the device that you intend to use meets all the requirements, you can then proceed to download the browser. Now, there are the buttons here. If you look to the right of the screen, you see the button that says download for Mac. So if you use a Mac device, all you need to do is just click this button, download for Mac, and the software will download. For Windows users, you can download from the Windows App Store. So if you click on this link, it will take you to the Windows App Store, and you can download from there. Or you can use the direct download link for Windows. So if you just click on the download.exe for Windows, it will download directly without having to go to the App Store. So for Windows users, you can choose to either go to the App Store, download the browser installation file directly. So if you choose to download the installation file directly, once you click on it, your system will inform you that the system is the file is downloading. So you just go ahead and save that, and it will go ahead and download into the device that you are on at that particular time. Once it's done, you will see that from your download progress bar that it's done. And at that point, all you need to now do is go ahead and click on the installation file to install it. So again, it's 2 steps. Once you have clicked on the link to download the installation file and the download is complete, you do not stop there. What you then do is install the browser or install the file on the device. Just by going ahead and double clicking on it, the system will start. Your system should start the installation process, and then once you agree, your system will fully install, and it will let you know once the installation is complete, because the browser itself will launch and let you know that your installation has been completed successfully. So once you've gone through that step, it means that you have successfully downloaded and installed the browser on your device. Again, we've seen instances where people download the file and they fail to install. So please, you remember that you need to download and install browser for using it on your device. Now, once you have done that, you close the browser and open your regular browser. So whether it's Chrome that you use Firefox, Edge, Safari, whichever browser that you use traditionally for your day-to-day activities. So launch it and input the link. So whether it's practice test that you are trying to do, you input the link, or it's the link to the main exam that you're trying to do. You then input it in a new tab of your regular browser. I say this because I know traditionally when you install the software, the next thing that you do is go and open the software to use it. But in this instance, once you have downloaded it and completed the installation, you close the browser, open your regular browser, a new tab there, and if it's practice test that you are trying to use, you use the practice test link, or if it's the main exam that you're trying to access, you use that link. Now, it's important to point out that the practice test link and the link for the examination are different. So you cannot use the same link that you use for practice and to do your main examinations. The 2 links will be clearly stated and clearly communicated to you, so you know which one is which is practice, which is main examination. So you know which one you need or you have to use at that particular moment. Both links usually start with SB, so you use them in full exactly as they appear. So they usually start with SB, something like this. So you put it into the new tab of your browser, and then you hit enter. The moment you hit enter, you will see a prompt pop-up message on your screen that is informing you that the secure browser is about to launch. The moment you click on open, your system will automatically launch the browser, the secure browser, with the login page, just like this, displayed on the screen. So once you have entered the the link, starting the full link. And like I said, it usually starts from SB. So once you have imputed the full link in a new tab of your browser, your system will automatically launch the secure browser along with the login page displayed on the screen. Now, once that is done, you then enter the username and password exactly as communicated to you. Yeah, so you have to use it exactly as provided to you. If you get an invalid login message, it means that you have not entered the correct details. So if you enter the correct details and click on login, the system will grant you access. If you are struggling with getting in, it means that you are not entering the correct thing. So you need to use the exact information that has been provided to you as your username and password. It's case sensitive. So where you see capital letter, you use capital. If you see small letter, you use small letter. Where you see numbers, please use numbers. So just use exactly as provided to you. And another point to point out is to give there is that you do not require a username and password for the practice test. For the practice test, all you need to do is either put in your name or your student number and your email address, and you'll be granted access. You do not require a username to do the practice test. However, for your main examination, you will require your exam username and password. And of course, that will be provided or shared with you before the actual exam. So once you have imputed your details, you click on login. System will grant you access, and then all you need to do is navigate to start test. You do not need to go to exam schedules, profile details, results, any other information. All you need to go straight to is the start test button that is on the screen. You do not need to go anywhere else. Also, another thing is, please do not change your password. Well, changing your password is not mandatory. Yeah, you can leave it as it is. The reason why I say that is we have instances where candidates change their password, and then they go on and forget the password that they changed it to. And then when they have to log in again, maybe for another paper, they struggle with logging in and they have to reach out to us for assistance. So change of password is possible. However, it is not advised or mandatory. Please just stick to the details that we have shared with you for the full duration of your examination. So as I said, you just click on Start Test. Once you click on Start Test, you will see the Take Test button on the screen. Now, this Take Test button will only display on your screen when you have an active examination. What I mean is that if you come to this dashboard before your examination has started or before the advised time that your exam will start, if you click on Start Test, all you will see is a blank page. The moment you click on Start Test, the page will be blank. Similarly, if you come after the examination has been concluded, the page will also be blank. Also, if you have taken the exam, submitted, and you're trying to come back in again, the page will also be blank. So once you click on Take Test, once you click on Start Test rather, this Take Test button will only be visible on the screen if you have an active examination. So next thing you're going to need to do is just click on Take Test. And prior to starting your examination, you will be required to go through some mandatory pre-test activities. So there are 4 critical pre-test activities that you must complete and complete satisfactorily before the system will grant you access to take your examination. And you must perform these activities before you start any examination. Yeah, so if you log on in the morning for your morning paper, for instance, you'll be required to perform this activities. If you're coming for an afternoon paper as well, you'll be required to perform these activities. If you come the next day, you will also be required to perform these activities. So at every single point in time that you are to start an examination, you should take note that you'll be required to perform pre-test activities before you are granted access. So the first activity is you are required to take a picture of yourself. Yeah, and in taking a picture of yourself, first you need to ensure that the room that you are, there's light in it, whether it's you opened your curtains or you have your light bulbs on, whichever one you choose. Just make sure that the room that you are, there's light for the system to be able to see your face. Again, if the system can't see
audio
your
record. Inane, shiga min audio record mana banda video.
Okay, yeah, okay. So if the system cannot see your face, it will not allow you advance to the next step. So remember I said there are 4 critical activities in this pre-test checks. You must complete each one. You cannot skip anyone, and you must complete each one very well. So you must complete each one very well before the system moves you to the next, You complete all 4 before you're granted access. So you need to make sure of that. So this first step, as I said, is the photo capture step. System must be able to see your face properly. So one, you need to make sure there's light in the room. If you wear glasses, please just take off your glasses to take the picture. You can put on your glasses once you are taking the picture, but so that the system will be able to see your face, you'll be required to take off your glasses to capture your face. If you wear face masks or any other face covering, just you might need to take it off again so that the system can see your face. So once you are all set, you just click on next. You click take a picture, and then the system will check that it's what you have captured is good enough. And as you just saw, the system, there were no issues. System moved me on to the next. If you struggle with that step, it's because system cannot see your face. If the system does not allow you to move from there, it's because it cannot see your face, and it will be caused by one of the things I have already mentioned. So you can go ahead and rectify and capture your face properly. Now the next step is the audio step. Now in this step, the system will check that your microphone is working well, and it will also take a sample of your voice. Yeah, to check that your system microphone is working functionally, and take a sample of your voice. Now, this step is automatic. The moment you click on start recording, you read out the text displayed on the screen very clearly. Once you do that, the system will automatically advance you to the next step. You will only struggle with this step if the microphone on your device is faulty or has some issues that maybe it starts and stops and things like that. But if the system detects any problems with your microphone, you will not be able to go past this step. So you need to take note of that. So as I mentioned, you just click on start recording, read out the text. Automatically, the system advances you to the next step. Now, for the next step, you are required to provide your examination photo card. Yeah, your examination docket photo card. You are required to provide it here. And here you have 2 options. So one, if you have printed it out, you can raise it to the camera and take a picture of it. Or if you have downloaded it on the device that you are using for the examination, if you have it downloaded, the e-copy, you can choose to upload it. So you see this place that says click here to upload. If you click on it, you can go ahead and select the file and upload it. Again, the system will do quality check. Whether you are taking a picture or you are doing upload, the system will check again first. One critical information, that the picture that you have on the photo card is clear enough that it can see and it can it can read, it can see the picture on that document. If, for example, you have done a printout and the printout is not a very clear copy, maybe your face is not showing very well, you will struggle with this step as well. The system needs to be able to see your face clearly, or see the picture on that document that you're trying to snap. It needs to see your face very, very clearly. Similarly, with the upload, it will also check that the image or your picture that is in the document that you're uploading is a clear one that it can see. So if it is clear and it can see it easily, it will allow you to proceed. If not, it will tell you. So you will need to rectify the issue before you're allowed to advance. Also, if you are uploading the e-copy, please note that only PNG, JPG, or JPEG formats are allowed. PNG, JPG, or JPEG formats are the formats that are allowed for upload. So if you have downloaded the photo card and probably in PDF, you would need to convert it to PNG, JPG, or JPEG. Yeah, you cannot upload a PDF, you cannot upload a Word document. You can only upload a PNG, JPG, or JPEG file. So once you're ready, you click on upload. And then once the system is satisfied, you see the finish button, and then you click on the finish button. Now, the fourth step for the pretest check is your environment check. Now, in this step, you're required to do a 1-minute recording of your environment. Now, please, this step is very, very important, because failure to capture this environment properly will lead to your examination session being flagged. So you need to make sure that you are doing it, you do it accurately so that the system doesn't flag you. Now, again, you will be given 1 minute, and in that 1 minute, you are required to do a 360-degree scan of the room. So you have to rotate your camera full 360 so that the system sees the full room, not just the side that you are sitting on, a full 360-degree of the room that you are. You rotate it around. So, which therefore means is that if you are using a laptop with an inbuilt camera, you have to rotate the entire system so that the webcam can capture the entire room. Or if you're using an external webcam, you can just rotate the webcam. But either way, you need to make sure that you capture the full 360 of the room where you are. You also need to show the table, floor, and ceiling. You need to have to show the table, floor, and ceiling as well of where you're taking the test. Similarly, if you have brought in a blank sheet of paper for rough work, you need to please capture that blank sheet of paper in your recording. You need to show both sides that you have brought in a sheet of paper and it is blank. Calculation purposes. Again, you need to do this accurately so that the system does not flag you or does not flag your session. So you do 360-degree scan of the room or 360-degree recording of the room, record the table, floor, and ceiling, as well as any blank sheet of paper, both sides, that you have brought in for calculation or rough work purposes. Now, there's a video on the dashboard. You can watch the video to see what the person that's about to take a test doing her own video or environment recording. You can watch what the person does and simply replicate what you have seen. So once you're ready, you just click on Start Test, Start Recording, and you see the timer, 1 minute. So that's the full 1 minute that you have to record 360 of the room, your table, floor, ceiling, and your rough paper. So once you're done, you click on Stop, and then you click on Submit, and then the system will transition you into the examination to start itself. So those are the 4 steps that you must pass through to get into your examination. But on first look, it might seem like a lot. But usually people do this under 10 minutes, yeah, or even less in some instances. Once you are accustomed to it, you know what to do, you know what is expected of you, you know what to do. It really doesn't take that much time, and it's usually a very, very seamless process, as long as you are following all the guidelines as described, and all the information that's required, you're providing them exactly as required. The process doesn't really take that much time, and what also adds to the experience is during the practice test, which everyone will have access to, you will also be able to experience the full examination process, starting with these pre-test checks. Yeah, and something that you've experienced multiple times. And again, there's no limitation to the number of times you can do the practice test, or on the number of devices. You can do it as many times on as many devices as you feel comfortable with. So all of that, come exam day, process should pretty much be easy and seamless for you to complete. So back to it, once you've completed the checks, you're into the examination, you see the next button. Of course, you see the instructions for the exam. You see another next button, and then start test. So once you started, the questions will appear at the top of the screen, just like this. And then there's an answer box that will be provided for you at the bottom, where you can type in your answers. Yeah, so you see the questions at the top and provide your answers at the bottom. There's also an on-screen, or will be an on-screen calculator that will be available for the full duration of your examination, that you can use while you are taking the examination. You can navigate in between questions using the previous or next button as shown. So you can go back and forth using previous or next, or you can click on the question numbers at the bottom to navigate to a particular question. So you are free to navigate in between the questions as you please. And as I said, you are to provide your answers in the answer box provided. And also, there's no character limitation in the box, so you can type as many characters as you feel you need to. At the top right of the screen here, you will see a clock counting down. The clock indicates the amount of time you have left to complete the test that you are writing. Yeah, so the timer is counting down to 0. Shows you the amount of time you have left to complete the exam. Once this timer counts down to 0, the system will automatically submit your work for you once it counts down to 0. So another important function on the screen is at the bottom right, just below the calculator. You will see this information here that says online. So what this is the system will tell you your current internet status. So it will tell you whether your device is online, which means that your internet is working, or if it says offline, it means that your device is no longer on the internet. So if at any point in time the system shows you that your device is offline, from within the secure browser, now you do not need to exit the secure browser. From within the secure browser, you can either reconnect back to your network, or if you already have a different network available, you can reconnect to it, all within the browser. You do not need to exit. So it's recommended that you intermittently, from time to time, check your internet status, whether your device is online, offline. Another point to note with regards to internet is that just because you are connected to a particular internet source, maybe you are connected to your Wi-Fi now and the system is showing you offline. Yeah, and you say, well, I'm connected to my Wi-Fi, why is it offline? So it might mean that there is no internet connection on that your Wi-Fi. So simply because you are connected to an internet source, which could be a Wi-Fi connection or a Wi-Fi box, does not mean that your internet will be working. You might be connected to that, but the internet on that connection or Wi-Fi connection itself is not going, which is why your device is offline. So like I said, in those sort of instances, you can reconnect or switch to a new internet source or within the secure browser. Also, still on the right side, there's a video feed there that shows you what your camera is seeing. Yeah, so in the event where you're not seated properly or your camera is not positioned well, you will see it there because from the screen there, you can see that, I'm not showing, I'm not seated well, or something like that. So you can adjust accordingly, such that, instances where you say, I didn't know I wasn't seated properly or my camera wasn't positioned well, will not be entertained because that video feed will be on your screen for the full duration of the exercise. So in the event where you complete the exercise, because, like I said before, with regards to the timer at the top right, once the system comes down to 0, it will automatically submit your examination. But in the event where you finish ahead of time, you can go ahead and submit your test. So after the final question, you click on next, you will see an end assessment. Once you click on the end assessment, the system will confirm that you want to submit. Yeah, the system will ask you, are you sure you want to end the assessment? If you click on cancel, the system will allow you to come back in. However, if you click on OK, system submits your work. Submission is irreversible, which therefore means that once you have submitted, you have submitted. So you click on end assessment here, you click on OK, and the system will automatically upload, synchronize all your information, and then you see the test submitted successfully on your screen. Now, once you have that message displayed on your screen, it means that you can exit the browser your work has been submitted, and you can exit the browser. In the event where you're trying to submit and you see an error on your screen, I'm sure if you just look at your internet indicator on the bottom right there, you will see that your device is offline. So you only have submission challenges if your device is offline. Another frequently experienced issue is with regard to upload. My upload has been on 10%, 20%, 50%, whichever. Now, that progress is a function of your internet, which means that if you have a fast connection, just like my connection, it will take you seconds for you to see that your work has submitted successfully. However, if you're using a connection that's much slower, you might need to wait a little longer than somebody with a faster connection. But you need to know that that upload process or synchronization process is dependent on your internet. So once it's done, you see test submitted successfully, you can go ahead and exit the browser. And that is the end of that examination for you. So that's the process of taking your examination. Again, I'm going to recommend that you do the practice test. The links for that will be shared accordingly. So I recommend that you do the practice test so that you have first-hand experience of the platform and any other issues device that your device might have. But sometimes your device might have an issue that you're not aware of, maybe after working for a specific period of time or something like that, or the webcam isn't working well, the microphone isn't working well, you might not know. So it's best detected when you do the practice test. So upon completion, it helps you to familiarize yourself with the process. It also helps you to identify any potential issues that your device or even internet might have beforehand. Also, with regards to internet connections, we do know that some people use their phone hotspot as internet source, which is fine. However, a hotspot is a wireless connection, which therefore means that your phone does not have to be with you because you are using it as a hotspot. Your phone can be in another corner of the room while you're in another corner of the room taking the examination. But in the event where you're using your hotspot, you need to try to put your phone on DND so that calls do not come in and affect the connection quality, and also, so that the calls don't also distract you. So yeah, that's it from me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shegun Oyegbesan, for the presentation. Thank you very much. It's time for question and answer. Please, if you have any question, this is the avenue to ask any question relating to the exam. Please, if you have any question, just raise up your hand, please, and your question will be attended to. Please. Thank you. Mr. Shegun, I can see one hand hold. Akpan. Akpan, please unmute yourself and ask your question, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good
Mr.
afternoon.
Shegun, good afternoon. Okay, I have two questions. The first is, what if during the exam, peradventure your system trips off, probably due to power outage or something, and your system goes off? When you boot it up, what are you to expect? And secondly, in a case where you are logged off during the exam and you reconnect, is there any assurance that the questions already answered will still be displayed? Thank you.
Yeah. In the event where your internet goes off,
internet goes off.
Yeah, so if your internet goes off, one, the system will not kick you out because your internet has gone off. You will see it on your screen there that you're offline, so you can reconnect even without closing the browser. But the event where the entire computer does go off, or you are forced to turn off the computer or restart it, you can log back in, and the system is programmed to take you to where you're last saved. Now, last saved meaning being that the last point where your device was online, which therefore means what I'm trying to say is that if, for example, you have been doing your examination for 1 hour, yeah, and your system went offline 30 minutes ago, yeah, it will take you to that 30 minutes max where you were last online. Yeah, so which is why we always say that as you work, please always check your internet connection to be sure that your device is still online. Because if you go offline and you continue with your work, and for any reason you have to go out and come back, the system will take you back to your last save, which would be the last point your device was online. Yeah, so that's an important information to take note of.
Sorry, Mr. Shiru, is it the same thing with when your system goes off, like your system switches off or
We switch off. That is exactly what I'm.
okay. Is it the same thing? Like when your system goes off and you start the whole process afresh and you log in, does this then take you to the last point before the
Yeah.
system before your system went off? And what about the timer? Do the timer pause within that period where your system logged you off, or is the timer still counting?
So again, I'm correcting what you say. It's the system will take you to your last saved, the last point your system was online, whatever period that was. So if you were working for 1 hour and you're out of that 1 hour, you were only online for the first 30 minutes. If you come back in, it will take you back to where you stopped after the last 30 minutes because that was your last online point, which is why you should always be checking your online status intermittently. So in the event where unfortunately your system goes off and you need to come back in, you will not lose a big amount of work. So you need to check that. And with regards to the timer, yes, the timer is paused, and when you come back, you see time there. However, you are still subjected to the overall stop time of the exam. So once the time that the institute has set for all examinations to end, regardless of what you have on that timer, the system will submit the work of everybody. So even if the timer, because it paused and you went out, it's showing you 2 hours, once the time for the examination has reached that the institute has said all exams must end, your work will automatically submit. Okay, so I think we can take the next question.
Okay, good morning. Good afternoon, Mr. Shegun.
Okay, so I think there needs to be an order to this question segment because I think there were other people that raised their hands before you. So we would move in that order. Yeah, and the hands icon has to be up. So I think the next person here is Judith. Judith, can we hear from you?
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you very much for the introduction of the application. My experience the last time, before I ask my question, I was writing the exam and then the application got freezed just about an hour, 7 minutes to the end of the exam. My application got freezed and I kept waiting and waited for more than 20 minutes. And by the time the application went off and then came back, I did not see anything I have written, nothing was saved, and I had to start all over again for that short period of time. So my question is, what happens when the application gets freezed and we're still writing the exam? Does it mean that the previous answers to the questions are not saved?
Fair enough.
Yes, because that is exactly what led, I think that is what led to my failure of this particular course.
Okay, so we had number of people that had the similar experience to what you have just described. Sorry, please. Please, can you everybody just mute so that yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we had quite a number of people that had a similar experience to what you have just described during the last examination. And although, I mean, some saving parameters have been improved upon, it's critical also that we mention a few things to you. One is that the application itself doesn't freeze, your system freezes. Yeah, so in the event where you experience a freezing, it's not the application that has frozen, it's your device that has frozen. And in that instance, you can just restart your system. You do not have to wait. Yeah, because the application itself is not going to do anything apart from what your system allows it to do. And so, like I said, if you do experience system freezing, you can restart your system and come back in. And another critical point is that, which I mentioned to the previous candidates, is that the system will take you to your last saved, where your device was last online. So as you are, if you are working for 1 hour or whichever period intermittently, now you should do well to confirm the internet status, and it's at the bottom right. Just check it that it still says online. Once it says online, it means that your work is synchronizing. Because if you are working for 2 hours and your system goes offline after the first 1 hour, yeah, if you go out and come back in, you would lose that amount of work. So, like I said, while improvements have been made to the saving process itself, to avoid saving failures, in the event where your system does freeze, you need to restart your system, because in that instance, it's not the application that's not moving, it's your device that's not moving. So just restart your application, your computer, and come back in. I would also advise that you do the practice test to check that device that you intend to use, just to make sure. And what I would also recommend is that if you have experienced hanging with a particular device, I would recommend you probably use another one, just to be sure. And again, at the beginning of this discussion or this session, on the page where you download the secure browser, the system requirements are there. Yeah, so just take a moment to check that the device that you're using does meet the requirements, yeah, so that you do not encounter challenges. Just check that, okay, this device that I'm using does meet the requirements. And if it does, you can go ahead and do the practice test, and also check while you're taking the test itself, check intermittently that your device is online, so that in the case of any disruption, your work is not lost. And if your system freezes while taking the test, just restart it. Yeah, because it means your device itself has frozen. So you do not need to wait for 1 hour or 2 hours. Just restart it so that your system, your device can free up space and you can continue. But I mean, as I started with, we have made changes to the saving pattern so that it's much better.
Hello.
Sorry, can the application be downloaded in another device in the instance that I want to use another device instead of the previous one I used?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Can
I
go
can
ahead.
download the application in another device in case I want to switch device.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
you can also run the practice test on multiple devices.
On both devices. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Thank you.
Okay. Matthew Elijah, please.
Yes, so I was actually going to ask the same question. The same thing happened to me last diet. The only way I got to know that the application was not responding was the fact that I saw the timer was not reading anymore, and then I had to restart again. And when I came back, nothing on the page anymore. So I just want to believe that you are assuring us that this diet, that if the same thing happen now, we restart the system, we are going to meet our work. And it's not as if you are trying to just to say something. It's something that you are assuring us that it will happen. Because two of my courses last diet, that was what happened. And I believe that that was the reason for the failure, because I've spent like an hour plus before I even got to know that that was what happened.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's the same thing I said before. So I don't think I need to repeat. It's pretty much the same thing, same issue, same recommendations. And I've sort of also mentioned the role that you also need to play in this. You need to do a practice test on the device that you intend to use to certify that the device is okay. Check that it meets the system requirements that we have given. While you're working, always check that your device is online. Yeah, because if your device has gone offline and you work for 2 hours and it was only online for 20 minutes, it will, once you come back, it's that 20 minutes of that you will see. There's no other process that the system can follow. It's what is saved that you will see. So you just need to also follow these instructions while we ourselves have taken note of the issues that, like I said, a number of you experienced and improved on that. So at this point, I'm going to say if your question is still around the same thing, so that we do not keep repeating the same thing, you please help put your hands down so that we can hear people with new issues that we have not addressed. Thank you. The next person here is IDY. It's ED, sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well. ED, are you here? Okay, the next person here is Tayo.
Good afternoon, sir. All protocol duly observed. Please, my question is, while Madam Christie was reading the don't items, the 6th items she mentioned was that a student should be alone in the center. And I would like to know your own perception or advice. You advise a student who chooses to go to a CBT center to write the exam, considering the fact that at a CBT center, we will have a lot of people or candidates who will be sitting in the hall. That is my first question. And the second question is, how much time will be given to a student to complete the pretext verification before the exam begins? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tayo. So, with regards to the first, I mean, the do's and don'ts are there. So, if it says that you the only one in the room, well, you have to adhere to those instructions. Even in CBT centers, yeah, that you go to, once you relay your specific request to them, I mean, they encounter these things on a regular, so they should be able to provide accommodation for you to make sure that you are the only one in that space that they give to you. So I'm sure if you speak to them, they can provide that to you, because it's not something new, something that they do. And with regards to the timing, the pretest time will be communicated to you. How much time you have to do the pretest before starting the examination. But like I said, when I was doing the pretest at the beginning, it doesn't take that much of time. Maximum, I'm sure you can do it in 10 minutes or even less. As far as you are accustomed to the steps, you know what to do, and you follow the guidelines, and it will be very helpful if you do it ahead of time. That's by doing the practice test. So you can practice following the instructions, and you can also practice, flowing with the steps. Once you're accustomed to it, once you know what you're supposed to give, it will be a very quick and seamless process for you. Okay. Next here is Chiamaka Okorama. Please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to find out, you made mention of the secure link, the browser we are going to use. Are we going to get a link for it? say at the end of the session or before the exam, so we could be able to download and familiarize ourselves with it?
Yeah, so I'm sure shortly after this you will get so not just the link, you will get the full test guide that has both the links and all of the important information that I have mentioned at this session, so that for the browser, for the practice test, another information you should get that after this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. The next person is Adamu Mukhtar Ibrahim.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My question is that about the issue of network. If your computer goes offline for sometimes, if you turn back your network again, are you going to start from the time that you stay all the time it goes the way it is going? First question. And my second question is that how many courses are we going to supposed to do a day, or are we going to do it that different day that you scheduled on your calendar for exam?
Okay,
that's my question.
So your question around timing, I mean, if again, I said if your internet goes off, the system does not kick you out, yeah. You are still able to address the internet issue from within the secure browser. All you need to do is just connect to a new network that is working, and you can continue the process. However, in the event where you maybe this time now it has to do with freezing and you have to go out and come in again, if you do that, the system will take you to your last saved, yeah, your last saved work and also your last saved time. So
Okay.
yeah, so it will take you to your last saved time. However, I also put in brackets there, you are still subject to the overall stop time of the examination, which therefore means that if the institute says all examination papers, morning papers will end by 12 noon, all examination papers will end. Even if you are still writing your examination, the system will automatically submit for you. So you are subject, while you might not lose time on your timer, but you are still subject to the overall stop time of the examination. So please, you need to take note of that. Similarly, your other question around timetable, course timing. Yeah, I think that revolves around the timetable. So if you look at the timetable, you should know what course appears on what day and what time. You should be able to get that information.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Amma, please go ahead. Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm still here. Thank you for the session. I think I joined quite late. My question is very, very brief. I just want you to, if you don't mind, to tell me how I could get the link to take the test itself, not a good test, but the test itself, because I joined it. And again, I also want to know, if the current tax law that was gazetted a few months ago would be part of the syllabus for this direct. Thank you.
Okay, your first question around when you will get the link, I'm sure you should get it sometime after now. It will be circulated, the test guide, and that has the link for the practice test as well as the browser and other information will be circulated. The second question I cannot answer. I don't know if Christy can answer that or yeah. Christy, I don't know. Are you here?
Sorry, what's the question again, please? Sorry, what's the question again?
Okay, before the second question will be answered, I just want to quickly ask. Some of us may be using a third-party capture device. Is it allowed, or must it be my system webcam?
No. It's not allowed. Third party is not allowed, please.
Okay. That means it must be a system that is
Talking about
webcam
third
enabled.
party human. No, sorry. I think you need to be very clear. Third party or third party device.
Third party device, both.
A third party device.
You are alone in that room. You should be alone in that room. So how will you use a third party device? It's not possible. So please get a device that is strong so that you'll be able to use it.
What I mean by that is this, right? I may be using a system that is not webcam enabled, and I want to mount another device on a tripod that will be able to do the image capturing for me. I hope that is okay.
No, I don't know. You want to have two devices in the same room?
Yes, one for image capturing and then the system for the testing.
You can't. It won't even work. You can't do your image capture on them and write your exam on another system. So if you're saying that you want to have a backup system just in case one system fails, that's possible. But that backup system should not be on or around you when you are taking the main exam. It's only in the event where one has failed and it's no longer working. You can now go and bring the other device from wherever it's kept, but you cannot have two devices running at the same time. You cannot have your computer, a second computer while you're using one, another one is on. And, taking your image capture on one and then doing the exam on the second one is not even technically possible. So where you take your capture is where you...
Okay, can I comment? Sorry to have interrupted. The other device would not necessarily be a computer. It could just be maybe a third-party webcam or a phone, because the system I may be using may not have webcam on it, and I would need something to mount on a tripod to serve as my webcam, right?
Yeah, so you're talking about an
setup is allowed.
Yeah, so you're talking about an external webcam. So you're attaching an external webcam to your computer. That's fine. You can connect it. You can connect an external webcam in the event where your local webcam is not working. In the event is pretty much the same system. So yes, you can have, but you cannot connect your phone. You can't even use your phone camera as a webcam. Yeah, the phones are not allowed, but you can use an external webcam, connect it to your device and use it.
Okay, any reason why phones are not allowed? Because phones seem to be the highest handy device.
Yeah, for now, and those are the instructions for now. You can't use your phone. So do you want to go over the question on the tax law again so Christy can hear and give you a response?
Okay, yes, I just wanted to know if the current tax law would form part of the syllabus for this diet, for the next diet.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shegun. Let me just give answer to that question straight off. Now, current tax law, what do you mean by? You mean the new Tax Reform Act that has just been signed into law, which become effective in January 2026. That will not be tested this diet at all. If you look at the syllabus says that any law, before it can be tested, be 6 months after it has been enacted. So please take note of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, Goodness, please go ahead.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Shegun. Thank you for the presentation. So I want to ask, you showed us the exam platform where the question and the answer sheet. So to beat time, can we copy and paste, like probably so that I will not type too long? Is it allowed to copy and paste to your answer page and then continue so as to beat time? from typing. Is it possible?
No, so where do you want to copy your answer from?
From the question itself.
You can't copy. You don't have to retype the question. Just type your answers. It's just your answer you're supposed to type. So you do not need.
How are you? Are you looking for truths? Okay, truths.
Please, can you mute, please?
How is your eyes work going?
Hello, Amma, please, can you mute? Okay, thank you. So yeah, goodness, I was saying that you do not need to copy the questions before you start answering. All you need to do is just type in your answers. So no, you cannot copy from the question and paste it. I hope that answers your question. The next person here is Olu James. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Please, thank you, Mr. Stephen. Please, I want to ask a question. There's something you talk about when we download the app. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
When we download the app, you say we are going to install the app. After we install the app, we don't need to go to that application that we install. That are somehow we are going to do that. We have to go to our own browser to do what? So are you saying that we should not open that app that immediately? And again, how can we test from? Please, maybe you can revert back again.
Yes, so I said when you download and install the application, you do not need to go and open it. Go to your regular browser, whichever one you use, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Edge, whichever one you use, Safari, whichever one you use. Go to your regular browser, put in the link, whether it's for the practice test or for the main exam, whichever one, put it in the new tab and hit enter. Your system will prompt you that the secure browser is about to launch. Once you click on open, the system will automatically launch the secure browser with the login page displayed on your screen, and then you can continue from there. The practice test link and browser download link and every other information will be shared after this exercise.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, next person here is Mishak Poulos. Mishak, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. In my last exams, my system has a numeric keys by the right. Those laptops that have numeric, that is, that have numbers by the right, which is part of the keyboard. Now, I use it because that helps a lot in terms of typing numbers, in terms of typing figures in the calculations. Now, for me to type those numbers, of course, I have to look at those numbers. Now, I got called that what am I looking at? And basically what I was using, using the long numbers, that is 1, 2, 3 arranged in serial order. It means you want to type, you have to be typing them, like, I don't know how to explain it, to have to be typing one by one. But when you're using the numeric key, that is the laptop that has numeric numbers by the side, like the normal keyboard, you find out that it's a bit easy. So is that not allowed? Or how can one now use such? You can't just be looking at the webcam without bending to look at the numbers that is by the side to press. So I don't know, because I was called upon that what am I looking at? I had to turn my system 360 for them to see there wasn't anything on the table or anything the whole room before I now continue. So I don't know. That is basically I think what the issue I had the last time, apart from the system freezing, which you have explained already.
I mean, the process this time is different. So as far as you're not doing anything against the do's and don'ts, you will only be called if there's any suspicious activity has been flagged for you by the system. So yeah. Okay. So yes, you
So in
can
the
use.
case of using it, that's what I'm just want to get clearly.
Yeah, you can use it. You, as far as you're not looking at any external material or doing anything wrong, you only flagged for going against the do's and don'ts, or the don'ts in the examination rules.
Okay, it's fine. Guess using it to actually be an issue. It's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Next person here is EDIDY again. Are you here now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. My question is, for those of us who already have the software on our system, that is, those of us that used it the last diet, do we need to re-download it again, or we just wait for the link?
Okay, well, if you have installed it before this, the app has been upgraded. So if you do the practice test, before your practice test starts, the system will prompt you that an upgrade is needed, and all you need to do is just confirm, and it automatically upgrade itself. And I mean, by you have it before, I assume that you mean that you took it the exam in April. Now, for
Yes.
those the exams in April,
Yes.
you do the practice test, and before commencing it, the system will tell you that it needs to update. And once you confirm, it will automatically update itself, and then you continue. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
The next person here, there's no name. I'm only seeing virtual learning session.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shegun.
Mr. Moses, I haven't called you yet.
How many times have you raised my? I have a very quick question.
I know you have, but there's an order. So there are people that their hands were up before you. So if the next person doesn't, so the next person is supposed to be virtual learning session. Are you here, please? Okay. If you're not here, then Mr. Moses, please go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Shegun. Please, the Proctor browser, does it cut across the examination? Does it cut across all the foundation, PT1 and PT2, or PT foundation? They have the different examination browser and the rest. I don't know if you got my question.
Yeah, so this process I'm describing is for the PT2 examinations.
Hello?
Mr. Moses, can you hear me, please?
Oh, not for PT1 or foundation?
No. This
Yes,
process is for PT2, please.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Okay. I see your hand is up again.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Shepherd. So I just want to quickly ask, so for first timers, right, the link to the exam or to download the, what's it called, the portal, the app, right, will it be sent to our email? How do we get it? I need that heads up.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be sent to your email, and I think there's also Telegram. I think it will also be dropped there after this. So yeah, it will be. I'm sure it will be circulated via email and on the Telegram group as well. Next person is Udeze Patience.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Patience. Sir, it's my first time writing a CBT exam. So, and this is my first attempt for CITN. Seeing the whole process, it looks very cumbersome. The registration, the verification before the exams. So, sir, I just wanted to make an appeal And a little suggestion, because that was what I thought before I did the registration. I was told that there's a center where everyone has to go there and write. Don't you think that this process will help reduce this aspect of people saying they because of their system went off, that was why they failed the exam? Because I had a lot of colleagues too that had system issues and they failed that paper. So I don't want to think that CITN can create a center whereby everybody can go there and write. Then they have instructors that could just be around, and a recognized instructor that could help out when you have a challenge. Because I'm beginning to get scared. As it's
Okay.
hello, sir.
Yeah, to the best of my knowledge, there is no CBT center. You are to take this at the comfort of your preferred locations. However, I understand your anxiety as this is your first time,
Yes, sir.
but
Yes,
the
sir.
necessary measures have been put in place. You've attended this class, which is a plus. I mean, all the
Yes, sir.
entire process, we have gone through it. The next step would be for you
Yes,
to
sir.
try it out on your own. So do the practice test, download the browser, basically follow the instructions that we have given today. Try it out on your own, and if
Okay,
you
sir.
do have any questions or require any help, you can come back. I know this session will happen again multiple times in the coming week. So there's a
Yes, sir.
session next week and after that. So you can always come back if you've tested it and you have issues or you have
Okay, sir.
questions, and we'll be happy to assist you.
Sir, the face verification and everything will be done on that day. Uploading of your means of ID, the day of the exam.
So yeah, the pretest activities, all pretest activities are done before the commencement of any examination.
And it
So
doesn't include the time, it does not include the part of the 3 hours time.
yeah, so the time for that is separate and will be communicated to you. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful. God bless you.
Okay. I see Akpa Emmanuel.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chego and other participants on the line. My name is Ekpa Emmanuel.
Okay, Ekpa, sorry about the mispronunciation. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. If you can hear me very loudly, I am trying to rack my brain around all the complaints that are coming in from different angles, those that have the first experience and what have you. And what you said, and my understanding is that you guys are trying one way or the other to update or to move ahead to make sure that all other complaints from the last diet will be sought out. So, and I'm trying to think over it again concerning the coming diet. Please, sir, with this complaint that many people are saying, both praising of the computer network issues and what have you, what are the plans that if something like that happened and the person did not write the exam that day, is there any way that the CITN will now organize another exam for those that did not write that exam that very day? So I'm saying that, okay, maybe they'll now select a day for those that have such issues that is not their own, how do I call it? I don't even know how to explain it well, but now that they cannot write exam, do they have any other opportunity for them to write again? I put it in the chat box, but since you did not check the chat box, so that is why I have to raise my hand to talk. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, well, to the best of my own knowledge, I'm not aware of any mop-up exercise. The main examination is the examination. And with regards to, which is why preparation is quite key. And these sessions have been organized and more will still happen leading up to the examinations. It's for us to give you the instructions ahead of the exams, or all that you need to do with regards to preparation. So, and I mean, the do's and don'ts, what happens if your internet goes off and things like that. We've gone through a lot of it today. We will still go through it in subsequent sessions. And I think in playing your own part, you can, first of all, I mean, adhere to the instructions and guidelines that we've given. Go ahead and utilize the resources that we will provide. Things like downloading the browser ahead of time, doing the practice test, and familiarizing yourself with the overall process itself. And if you have specific concerns or you've encountered specific issues that you would like clarification or further guidance on, we'll be happy to assist you in those. But with regards to mop-up examinations, I'm not aware of any such practice.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Finally, Chiamaka Okoroama.
Okay, sorry, good afternoon, sir. I asked a question earlier, but I want to also ask, you made mention of the online calculator that will be displayed on our screens. Is that going to be the only calculator we can use, or can we also use our own personal calculator during the exam, or do we just depend on that of the online that is provided?
Yeah, so you can only use the on-screen calculator. You're not to bring in any external calculator.
Okay.
And Blossom Messian, please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Shegun. I am Blossom Essien from Uyo. I have two questions. My first question is are all the four, I'm taking the foundation level exams, are all the four courses to be taken on this at the same time, as in during the is it 2 or 3 hours time frame? Are all the four courses to be taken at that time? And my second question is, what is the platform that is to be used for the foundation level exam, since you said that this particular, the one you showed us this morning, sorry, earlier today, is for PT2 exams? Thank you.
Mr. Shegun, okay.
Yeah, Christy, go ahead, please.
Okay, this section is where Mr. Essien, this section is for PT2 only. By next week, Wednesday, it will be the foundation and PT1 section, please. So we'll be able to attend to your question there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
Sophia Panama, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So I have a question. Would you be able to solve questions like for example now, I mean it's one for financial reporting now, would you be able to like have a working sheet that you solve questions, or you're just going to do all your workings and everything on the system?
Okay, yeah. So I mentioned earlier during your pre-test check, specifically during the environment scan, if you bring in any rough plain sheets that there's nothing on, you have to record it during the environment scan, and you need to show the plain sheet front and back that you have not. Yeah, you need to show front and back that you have not brought in any. That's
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to show both front and back that that it's a plain sheet, and yeah, so you must include it in your.
Okay, thank you. I don't want it.
Okay, my next is Ajakpe Aliu.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir. I want to appeal to the organizer if they can make this lecture around evening. Majority of us are working. And from our working place, they didn't allow us to do this. And we don't want to miss it. If they can organize around evening, like what they did last year for us, we'll appreciate it. Thank you.
The next person here is SBOJRENU. Can't pronounce the name. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Shegun. Thank you very much for the presentation. I hope you can hear me.
If you can speak up a little, will really help.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
All right. My own is more or less like a scenario that happens to me in the last night. So I don't know if you've addressed that because I left my seat some minutes ago. So I want to briefly bring us back to that. What happened was that it got to a point when the system hanged and then it doesn't log out, it just hanged, it freezed. So after some times, it logged out. So when I checked my network, it was very active. So I tried to log in back. So after logging in back, I discover all the answers has been deleted except one. And I have a very little time to attend to everything again. So with that, I couldn't meet up, and that make me to fail those two exams. It happened on two occasions, different days. So I want to ask, is there anything that can be done to that? So because looking at situations of things, the preparation of exam stress, the course of the exam is very discouraging in order to register to rewrite the exam. As I speak to you, I'm still considering it.
Okay, we've answered this multiple times, but I will say it again. So, in the event where your system freezes, you don't need to leave it to wait. Yeah, it's your system that's frozen and not the application. So you can just go ahead and refresh your system and come back in. Um, the key thing is you said when in your one of the scenarios you painted, you said you came back and only one was there. um, Part of what you need to take note of is you also need to check while taking the test that your device is online. So if, for example, you are doing 2 hours and for the first 1 hour you are online, and the remaining part of the other 1 hour your system device was offline, if you come back, it's only the first 1 hour, the work that you did in the first 1 hour that will appear on the screen. So while working, we advise you to intermittently check that your device is online. I also mentioned that your device might be connected to your Wi-Fi connection. It might show, oh, but I'm still connected to my Wi-Fi connection. That's possible. But it might happen that that Wi-Fi connection itself is not getting to the internet. So which therefore translates to the fact that your device is not on the internet. But the indicator will always be there that will tell you whether you are online or offline. If you are online, it means that your work is saving. If you're offline, it means that your work is not saving. So you can do well to check that during the test. And what we would also recommend is do the practice test before the exams, because the practice test might help you identify some issues with your device ahead of time, and maybe it would therefore mean that you need to use a different device. The other part is, at the beginning I mentioned that there are a list of system requirements. So on the page where you're downloading the browser, just take a moment to look at the system requirements and be sure that your system meets all that has been listed there. If it has, then you can go ahead and download, install, do the practice test. And again, like I said, if your system does at any point freeze, you don't need to wait. You can just restart immediately and continue from your last save. Okay.
Thank you.
Daniel Ademola. Daniel Ademola, are you here, please? Okay. The next person here is Bashir. Bashir, go ahead. Bashir. Okay, if Bashir is not here, the next person is Infinix Hot. There's no name, but Infinix Hot.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. Yes, please, last diet with respect to rough plan sheet, because there are certain calculation question that if you had done the rough work, you can't still be looking at your webcam directly. You have to look at the rough paper to type in whatever was scribbled on the rough paper. So I was flagged for consistently looking at the rough paper. Yes, I wasn't directly looking at the webcam. So I don't know if you can say something about that. Thank you.
Well, for this diet, as I said, one is your rough paper. You need to make sure it's accurately captured during your environment scan. And once it's accurately captured, if that's the only thing that you are making reference to or using during your examination, then you will not have any issues.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, Christy, over to you. I think we can move on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shegun, for the question and answer segment. I'll now call on the Vice Chairman 3 to give us the implication of exams and malpractice and penalties. Mr. Adeni Bangboye, please, can you come on board to give us the implication of the exam malpractice and penalties?
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Yeah, so my good afternoon, my professional colleagues. Good afternoon, soon to be professional colleagues. And my name is Adeni Ibangoye. I'm the Vice Chairman 3, and I'm here to reel out the malpractice and penalties with regards to the examination. And I'll first of all be reading out the malpractice on case-by-case basis and with the penalties. So number one, bringing into the examination CBT and materials relating to the examination. And the penalty for that is the cancellation of that particular paper. Second penalty is the cancellation of all papers of the candidates for the particular examination. And in addition to that, number 3, suspension for 2 diets of that candidate for 2 diets. Malpractice number 2, receiving or giving assistance of any form. The penalty for that is cancellation of that paper and cancellation of all papers of the candidate for the particular exam, and the suspension of that for that candidate for 2 diets. Receiving or giving malpractice number 3, receiving or giving assistance not necessarily relating to the examination. The penalty for that is the cancellation of that particular paper. Presentation of forged certificate or document to register or to write the examination. The penalty for that is blacklisting of that candidate. Malpractice number 5, impersonation of candidate, that is asking another person to write a paper on your behalf. And the penalty for that is the cancellation of that particular paper, handing over of that candidate to the police, blacklisting and banning the candidate from all examination of the institute, publication of the candidate's identity and malpractice in the CITN journal, CITN newsletters, and national dailies. Malpractice number 6, using earpiece, mobile phone, including iPad and other gadgets, or any communication aid during or the CBT examination environment. The penalty for that is the cancellation of all the papers for that diet and candidate barred from continuing that diet examination. Malpractice number 7, candidate caught cheating. The penalty for that is cancellation of that particular paper. Malpractice number 8A, covering of ear during examination scanning. Malpractice 8B,
Liquid pyridoxal full cream.
not carrying out environmental scanning properly. Malpractice 8C, not focusing on the laptop camera throughout the duration of the examination. Malpractice 8D, not putting on the laptop camera on. Malpractice 8E, improper stroke indecent dressing. The penalty for all this is the cancellation of that particular paper. I wish you all the best and thank you very much. Bye for now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Denny, for that presentation. I will now call on the Vice Chairman to give us the word of encouragement. Dr. J.B. Adeshino, please, can you come on board, please?
Good afternoon, Christy, and good afternoon, our presenter, Mr. Shegun, for a job well done. And thanks for the participants for listening attentively and asking your questions. My role this afternoon is to just encourage you that there's nothing to fear during this exam. You only need to read and prepare and also practice the practice questions as explained by the presenter. It's very important that you familiarize yourself with the system and the procedure before this time next week, so that if there are any challenges that you experience, you can bring it on board as questions during the next exercise next week, and this will be resolved and solved, and you can go back to your practice question and ensure as many times as possible that you understand the procedure and that you can do everything that needs to be done in preparation for the exam. With this and adequate preparation, there is nothing to fear. And I'm sure that if you do all this, success will be your lot and the grace of God will see you through. So I wish you all the best of luck as to prepare. I wish you retentive memory. I wish you ability to recall and understand what you are reading and the ability to also practice those questions and the practice questions and prepare adequately for your exam. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the word of encouragement. I will now call on our chairman, vice chairman, for mommy in the house to give us a closing remark for this section, please. My mommy, Dickiness Babatsope.
Okay, Christy, thank you so much. Can you hear me? Please confirm.
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am. Please speak.
Okay, thank you. I want to say good afternoon, my chairman, vice chairman, our secretarial staff, incoming prospective professional colleagues. Good afternoon. Yes, we have been wearing all the necessary things we need to do, and also all your comments have been noted. So we want to say thank you for being patient since morning. I want to say this, please, let's take it seriously, and that is the environment check. You know, instruction is part of examination. And if you fail to listen to instruction, you face the consequences. We all know that. If the instruction says don't open the booklet and you open, you know you will face the consequence. The same thing with the environment check, because we discovered that many of the students don't comply with instructions, especially the environment check. So if you don't do it, you face the consequence. And you know, it's either your marks will be deducted or you just face the consequence. And I know we will not try to do that. I try to lay emphasis on the environment check because many of us have been violating this instruction, and it is not good for us as professionals that we are claiming to be. So please, let's adhere to that, please. So my job is very simple, is to give the vote of thanks. Thank you, the Secretariat. Thank you, Mr. Shegun, our technical facilitator. We are grateful. And our professional colleagues that are upcoming, we are grateful to you all. I pray that with all the hard work, the reading, everything, God will crown your efforts. Please let's be uh, prepared, well prepared for the exam. If you don't do exam, you cannot move to the next class. That is what exam is meant for. So please, let's get ourselves equipped by reading very well, reading wide, reading further, especially PT2. PT2 is the final stage. So please, let's get ourselves well equipped. You cannot be expecting ABC question. You cannot be expecting fill in the gap question. You should be expecting professional questions that managers should answer, supervisors, directors should be able to treat and tackle. So please, CITN is well known to group um, expertise, to group professionals, groom them, and let them be what they claim to be. God will help you. And I say thank you for being here throughout. Please, let's tell others this is not the last sensitization. We are just beginning. Tell others to attend and let them listen and follow all instructions from beginning to the end. And God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma, for the closing remarks. And thank you all for listening. I think we have come to the end of this program. I wish all back safe to our respective offices or businesses. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye
Please,
for
will the
now.
recordings be available? Sorry, will the recordings be available of this
Yes,
presentation?
please.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.